Everyone for coming tonight. This is my first workshop and I'm really excited. I've been working and studying this topic for a really long time. At first, it really just started out with the regular home buying process, and then it transformed into something so amazing. And it blows my mind that this even exists. And you guys get to be introduced to it today. And I feel like it's super beneficial when you are planning to buy a home, whether it be next year or in 10 years. It really doesn't matter. Your timeline, this information is still very, very useful. So my name is Ella. I'm a real estate agent, and sort of like a therapist in one. I studied forensic psychology in college, and I've always had a knack for helping people. And I ended up in real estate, but it didn't stop me from incorporating those aspects into my business. And while working with me, you can expect to feel clarity, you can expect to feel supported, grounded, and your most authentic self, because that is the goal at the end of the day. Um, I have spent years mastering the art of home buying. It didn't click for me until I met a client. Turns out she wasn't planning to buy, but she had a dream about this house that was for sale. Um, and that was when I realized then that she wasn't like the rest of the clients I've worked with. She told me I should come to her monthly meditations and that her specialty is teaching people how to live in alignment and getting out of your own way. That could be in your personal life or in your business. So I was experiencing that in real time. I met her a year ago. She's actually in the Zoom right now. Her name is Allie, and she's been kind of coaching me through living in alignment with my highest self, making sure that I'm coming and attending to my business with um basically like my values and my morals and everything that makes me feel like me, living authentically. So once I applied the skills that she taught me to my business, which I was struggling with at the time, as you can imagine, growing a real estate business is very difficult, especially when you're young. So that's why I kind of was like, I need your help. So I saw her like every week. We worked on things and she taught me a lot. And basically, I thought, why not teach people who are looking to buy a home eventually those same skills and practices so that you guys can live your most authentic life? Because at the end of the day, purchasing a home is probably one of the biggest, most expensive investments you'll ever make. And it not only affects your finances, but it affects the life that you live, the daily life, your routine, your lifestyle, how you feel, how you function in your family. Like it's all so imperative. And you want to make sure that you and your partner or you and your future self are making a decision that aligns with you and what you want in your life. So that's why I decided to have this Zoom and start sort of like a series of workshops so that you guys can build those skills and then see the fruits of your labor in the future when you are ready to buy. So I kind of want to have like a little bit of an open conversation. If you want to introduce yourself, and I'm wondering if you've ever done something like this before. So whoever wants to talk can just unmute and we'll go around.
I'm not shy. I'll go. Uh, this is my name's Greg, and I'm like a loan officer, and I also have my real estate license. And I think for me, I have a lot of skills, and at the same time, I have a lot to learn about trying to just kind of stay grounded, I guess. There's so much pressures and stuff from my side of the desk. My clients are the ones buying the house, but the burden is on me to bring it home. And so sometimes that can get stressful, especially when my clients are not performing or doing what I need them to do. And meanwhile, they can do no wrong in their eyes. I think that this kind of workshop is like really additive for me because as much as I can teach my employees and so forth, like how to do sales and what documents are needed. Like we as professionals need therapy too. So I just want to say thanks. Like this is really cool. And that's what I have to say.
Thank you for sharing, Greg. I love that. I love that you were able to come tonight. Who else?
I wouldn't miss it. Thanks.
So, I'll go. Well, I'm definitely into setting intentions because I kind of switched my perspective the same way you did, just a little bit longer ago. Uh, Instead of asking for my day to go good, just kind of setting it up in my head that it's going good and just making it so that's what it is. And we are probably about 2 years away from looking for a retirement home and to see like what our needs are going to be. So Mark and I are trying to get in some sort of alignment. And I like the idea that we're going to have some sort of separation because I'm not really sure we ever really looked at anything like granularly. So, and you actually were my agent when we looked at the last house and we learned that we definitely were not in alignment. So here we are. Thank you.
I love that. Who else wants to talk? I saw, Dad, you unmuted yourself before.
All right, here it goes. I am Mike. I am Ella's dad. I am not in the real estate business. I'm actually in the car business, but always intrigued to hear stories of what Ella, what you go through, and the new experiences, the struggles, although they're tough to hear, and then just how innovative you've become and open to improving yourself, helping others. Life is a mindset. I'm a big believer in you can create the life that you want to have through the right mindset, hard work, positive attitude, and I'm definitely intrigued on some good takeaways for myself and my life through this workshop. So good job, babe.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Um, I have my sister Gia and my boyfriend Chris with me. Would you guys like to talk? They're going to talk through my microphone.
Sure. I'm Chris. I'm Ella's boyfriend, and I'm just here to support my super awesome girlfriend.
Awesome. Gia?
I'm Gio. And yeah.
Gia's in high school. She's actually, Allie, she's your daughter's age. So I made her come to this. But I still think it's beneficial to think about the future and create it.
Start them young.
Start them young. That's right. Um, Christian, I don't know if you wanted to talk, let me know. If not, it's totally fine. All right. So just before we start, make sure you have a pen and paper, and if you need to grab some water or if you have any questions for me before we start, let me know. Cool. Awesome. Okay. We're going to move on to the next slide. Oh, it doesn't want to go. There we go. Okay, so like I said, get a pen and paper. So what I want you guys to do is write down what your intention is for tonight. Some of you already said it, but writing it down will affirm it. As well as what do you want your dream home to feel like in 3 words? I'll give you guys another minute. All right. Oh, hi, Pam. I didn't see you there. And hi, Kiara. I'm happy you could join us. And you guys are allowed to talk if you want. We're just writing down, if you have the ability for a pen and paper, we're writing down what our intention is for tonight, what you want to get out of this class, and then 3 words that you would want your dream home to feel like. Hi. All right. I'm going to move on to the next slide. So now, why isn't this moving? I'm sorry. My sister is distracting me right now. So we're going to go through what tonight looks like. We're going to start with grounding, basically, just to get us in the right headspace so that we can start visualizing our dream home. We're going to move on after that, and we're going to clarify some things about the home buying process. I'm going to go through some finances as well, just to touch on like what you should expect when you are ready to buy so that you can prepare. And then we're going to talk about alignment, getting in alignment with your partner and with your future self, because that is really important to think about. And then we will prepare and figure out any next steps if there are any. So our next step is going to be a little grounding exercise. So if you have the ability to, I want you to put your feet on the floor. I want you to feel your feet on the floor. If you can, gently close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now you're just going to keep breathing. We're in a safe space here. There's nothing to worry about. We're putting our attention on our breath. All right. Now you guys can gently open your eyes and write down what is creating the most pressure or uncertainty right now around buying a home. All right. So the next step, sometimes it lets me move the slide and then sometimes it doesn't, and it's really weird. Okay. We're gonna close our eyes again. We're not done. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize your dream home. Now, sometimes this is hard to imagine, especially if it's so far away, but I'm sure you've seen some homes that caught your eye, or maybe there's a location that you visited that you thought, I really want to live here. I want you to think about that place, what it looks like, what it smells like. What does a Saturday morning feel like here? And who's there with you? What does this home allow you to become? What kind of lifestyle does it offer? If you get distracted, bring your attention back to your breath and then get back to fantasizing about your dream home. Once you're done, I want you to write down on your paper everything that you imagined. These are some guided questions. I want you to keep writing, but I want to expand on this idea a little bit and get into the lifestyle that we want to live. I'll go back. Sorry. I was told to go back. So when you think about lifestyle, you think about what the neighborhood offers, what your home offers for what you want to live, the life that you want to live. So the community, the weather, future plans, if you plan to grow a family, if you want privacy, those kinds of things, the commute, school district. Start getting into those too. I'll give you guys another 2 minutes. All right. So I'm curious what you guys wrote down. Does anyone want to share? Allie?
Um, The one thing I'm definitely clear on is that I'm not clear. Um, do you want to know what the intentions are or my 3 words?
I want to know what your dream home looks and feels like, or whatever you want to share.
Okay, so my dream home kind of feels cozy in my immediate living space, almost like a small nookie living room and a nice little rustic kitchen that looks out into a yard that has a exit into the yard. I've already decided myself that my kids are probably going to be with us for another 10 years at least. So I need space to put 2 giants and all their crap. Um, what else my house look like? I'm thinking. I did write it down. It needs a basement and a detached garage. And I would love a front porch. It's always been my dream to have a porch and a turret. So yeah, I would like to be able to drive to the beach and be a little quiet as well.
I love that. Mark, what about you?
Um, Definitely, what was my thing? I want something like a lot of rooms, a nice kitchen, or a nice sized kitchen, so we're not bumping into each other, and it's just easy to. Well, if I want to cook on one side, she's on the other side doing one thing. We're not bumping into each other, so that's kind of the thing, because we've always in the house we're in now, it's just a small kitchen and.
The 4 of us don't fit in
Yeah,
there
especially
together.
like
We can't be in the kitchen together.
it's basically like a one person kitchen, so it's definitely, and I think we would cook a lot more just having the space. So just have something even like what do you call it, the thing in the middle,
Yeah.
yeah, an island in the middle. So whatever we gotta do, just getting, I can make meatballs or whatever, make flatten out the steak and then throw it in, whatever, take it
What
outside, throw it
else?
in the grill or cook in the oven, yeah, whatever. But that's definitely, yeah, the
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 kitchen.
kitchen, having more storage, like she said, like a basement. Um, I don't want to get into the others. I just wrote. I feel like I'm overlapping with the other questions, but yeah, just like the house is. Just being comfortable, like when you're in the house, like it feels like it's your home.
Oh.
Like you just
Mhm.
laying on the couch and it's like, like, and you just looking around and you're just like, I love this. Like this is my place. And
Yeah.
that's yeah. And just yeah, like a dream home would definitely be cool. It'd be something like overlooking the ocean or I could look out the back window. But yeah, I like water views. Definitely some water view, ocean view. And even if it doesn't happen, at least I could dream that it could
Right.
happen. So,
I
and
love.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Just yeah, just like a lot of rooms, just big high ceilings,
Mhm.
and that's it. I'll let someone else go.
Yeah, I hear some pain points.
Themes.
A lot of people feel that way, I'm sure. I hear it all the time. I mean, it's especially the kitchen one. Everyone likes to congregate in the kitchen, so it's tough when it doesn't accommodate that space. Um, Pam, Pam, where you at?
Can't help it.
I
She's
have her on my
struggling.
mic.
Can't, I can't unmute myself.
Pam's my stepmom.
Hi.
I'm curious what you wrote down for what you see in your dream home.
I see a big kitchen, huge, because as you know, my kitchen is not huge now, and everybody does hang out in it. I like to entertain. I like to have people around. So I would like a kitchen that everyone could hang out in, like a big great room, preferably on the beach in warm weather with a nice breeze coming through. a pool, maybe. Um, and I would definitely want a nice big master suite. Those are my priorities. Those are my dreams.
That's cool. Dad?
Um, I want it to be peaceful. I want it to be
Neat.
neat, clutter-free, open. Um, I'm good with a front porch or a back porch. No bugs. Um, I'm good with I'm good with the view, whether it's a mountain or the ocean, to a place to relax, have coffee, and just kind of meditate or just be at peace. Um, yeah,
I like
that's what I
that.
got. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Do you think that's something that you could obtain in the next 10 years?
Yes.
Not no mountains.
No mountains.
um,
They're pretty and all, but I want
yeah.
ocean.
I mean, obviously, the elephant in the room is the Benjamins, right? The money. But yeah, I think so.
Well, when there's a will, there's a way.
This is true.
Yep. Um, who else wants to share? Greg, do you want to share?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I would love to share. I think I think what I would define the three words would be clean, safe, and easy. Um, I think I tried to channel them. I have a house, and so I tried to channel like thinking of certain clients, like the difficulties they may have, just would be simply like wanting different things. Um, so that could just be different for any couple, but I don't know. Just some things that came to mind was like the idea of just being able to like float from one room to the next, like in my mind, like a ghost, where I could just like cruise from one room to the next. I don't want it to be one big room, like a big open floor plan. I like having like different nooks, but I don't want it to be like where it just feels like a maze. So I don't know. I want it to be like easier and somewhere where I can relax and feel at peace. I think I even like kind of wrote like arrows pointing one to the left that says work, and then another to the right that says life. And I want it to feel like if I'm going to work from home, I don't want to feel like I'm working in the same environment that I'm trying to like live, like I want it to feel like separate. So I think that's important for a guy like me. Um, where do I want to wake up? I don't know. I wrote a bed or a couch. um, what do I want to see when I look around? I don't know, like things that inspire me, like cool art or like nice views. Um, who would live with me? No one. That would be nice, but I guess I'll take my wife and my kid with me. What else? I think overall, I don't want to have to answer to the house. I want the house to answer to me. Like, I don't want to have to do chores and fix things and whatever. Like, if anything, I want everything to go like clockwork, and that would, that'll never happen. We all know what it's like to be a homeowner, and I don't know, something that just gives me the ability to thrive with like a creative mindset where I can like build things or cook things or just like nurture my creative spirit. You asked, so that's my answers.
And I absolutely love it. That to me is like I'm seeing a pattern of peace and convenience. Like those are the two things that people value the most, right?
Yeah, it seems to come up again and again, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing that you triggered me to think about was um and other people have said it too, was having your place feel like it answers to you and it's for you and it works for you. And I can speak for myself. The living situation that I'm in isn't one that's going to be forever. And I know a lot of other people my age or around my age are in the same situation, but you don't have to wait to make your space yours. Like you can add little things, a plant, put up pictures and artwork that inspires you. Like, you don't have to wait for your dream home to have those things. So that's just something I want to put out there. Kiara, do you want to share?
I knew you were coming next to me. That's good. So, I have a lot of words. So,
Go for it.
my three, my first three before the questions were big, warm, and personal. So, big as in like large, like high ceilings, spacious flooring where like furniture is not like piling up on each other. Like you have to walk to get from one space to another. And I have warm as in like warm lighting, not really like bright lights. Feeling that's like, what's the words? A feeling that's just like secure. Like when you're there, like a nice warm blanket, if you were wrapped up in it. Just like the whole, like being able to change the mood like through lighting is really nice. And then I have personal because having things like a shelf that can come down to my height or like a stool that you can like slide into the wall and it like comes back out. Just little things like that that are like personal to my stature and things that I'd like to do and like want to have access to because there's things that are like the top shelves are not used and I want to be able to use like all of the space that I have but without that personalization, it's hard to accommodate that. So yes. Then I have to the other questions. I was just like jotting things down. Like what you see when you wake up, like my significant other and like a dog in the corner, like in a little bed, a lot of space, neutrals and just like peaceful colors that aren't like screaming at me when I wake up. Um, Slow mornings where you're not like on go as soon as you wake up, just like time to like, let the curtains roll up and like walk on a nice carpet and like heated floors so you're not like having to like throw on like slippers. Um, like being able to come down to a kitchen and then like you have like a whole like space that you can like prepare breakfast and like you make certain things and then you can put it in like a whole like oven that's like not like a cooking oven but like a warmer and it like looks like a microwave type and you can like you're cooking other things but then the food's not getting cold but then you have like a whole station for it and there's like the island and the chairs on the other side where you can host but like also not wanting to like host like a party for like hundreds, but like maybe like the parents, a friend or two, and like the space just feels like inviting. What else do I have? I think also, where was it? The slide, the lifestyle that the home should support. Being close to an airport, close to a hospital, um, good weather, that's like not like changing all the time. I really can't do the cold.
So yeah,
Um,
so good weather to you is like warm.
mhm. And then a place that's big, that's the last thing I wrote. A place that's big, but not where I would need a whole team to clean, if that makes sense. Because I feel like too big is just like too big, but then like, if I need to, pay for like someone to do like a deep clean, like in the spaces that I might not think about like a professional cleaner would. But like I can also myself and my significant other can maintain the place like ourselves. So yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
sharing and in such great detail. I love that you were able to visualize such specifics that makes this even more effective. And I'm with you. Heated floors, hot outside, no cold. That is for me too. You're still in Florida, right? Yeah. In Tampa? Yeah, that's right. We're all very jealous of you up here. Um, does anyone else want to share that didn't get to?
You want me to go?
Yeah, you could go. Project your voice.
I feel like a lot of you guys said like some of the ones I was thinking of. I like the dog one. The dog one was cool. I like the hospital being close.
Mhm.
I didn't really think about that.
Yeah.
Like close to like highways and stuff like that, and like a grocery store, like a good grocery store. Um, as far as like the interior, I would separate spaces because I know you like to do your own thing. I kind of like to do my own thing. I like to like maybe a man cave perhaps would be cool, for like gaming and like workout equipment. That'd be nice.
A home gym.
Yeah. I was thinking like lighting, being able to like manipulate the lights,
Mhm.
put on some like bright lights when you need them, dimming when you want them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like up to date, I feel like would be cool because no one wants an old house.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that. Gia? If you want to, you don't have to.
Um,
Project.
I just said like a lot of windows to let in like natural light.
Mhm.
For it to be like welcoming and comfortable. Have like a big backyard and maybe a pool.
Mhm.
'Cause that'd be nice in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pool is a good
The
one.
pool's a good one.
Pool is a good
Yeah.
one.
For me, I want my house to feel like a warm blanket. The whole thing. And I love warm lighting. I hate the strong, LED bright lights. Um, and I like the idea of having a very big lot. So I can do a lot with my space. I want to garden. I want to maybe have a pool or trees and whatever. I don't know, a deck. So yeah. We're gonna move on. So this part, we're gonna take everything that we said, and I want you to put N for need, W for want, and then NN for non-negotiable. And you could add some things if you have any more ideas.
Can everything be non-negotiable?
Um, I would not recommend that just because then it's going to be really hard to find a house unless you have like unlimited money. But I see what you're saying. All right, we're gonna move on to the next slide, which is partner alignment. I think this is my favorite part because you don't need a partner to have to do this exercise. You can use your future self. So basically, we got a little Venn diagram. We're going back to school. You have your wants and needs in a home on one side and your partner's wants and needs in a home on the other. And they might be different. So in the middle is where you guys come together and you decide what you're willing to compromise on to make it a we thing. Now, if you don't have a partner that you are deciding with and buying a home with, you're going to use one side to be present you and your wants and needs right now. And I want the other side to be future you that has a family potentially where your priorities might be a little bit different. So try to imagine what that would be like. And then in the middle, you combine the two so you can find a home that accommodates both. This way, you're not stuck in a home that you outgrow. Like for example, I mean, I'm Allie, I'm going to use you for example. You bought a home and it's a beautiful home, but it doesn't accommodate to the growing family that you have right now. So, in order to prevent that from happening, you think about a projection of what you might need in the future and what your family is going to need. And you try to incorporate that in your decision making, prior to that happening. So, I want you to um, do that little exercise. I'm actually going to have you do that at another time so I could get to some of the other stuff we want to talk about. But I want you to write down the Venn diagram so that you remember what it is you have to do. Are we good to move to the next one? Yes. Okay.
Wait, we're not doing them in there?
No, you're just going to write down the Venn diagram and then afterwards you can fill it out.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to quickly touch on the finances because, like my dad said, it's the big elephant in the room. That is probably one of the most important aspects that might get in the way of you having your dream home. And I'm here to tell you that it is possible to reach that, especially with the techniques that I showed you, the visualization. You're basically sending messages into the universe to then reward you. The more effort and more energy you put towards imagining it, the more you're going to be rewarded. So, about finances, when you feel you are ready to start the home buying process and you're in a better financial position, you're going to talk to a lender like Greg, and he's going to give you a piece of paper that tells you, based on your finances right now, this is a roundabout estimate of what you could be approved for in a mortgage. Unless you are an all cash buyer, this is the process that you're going to follow. Now, say you get approved for $750,000, you're pre-approved, $750,000. That number may not be the same as the number that you're comfortable paying. You might be comfortable paying 700,000. You might be comfortable paying 600,000. The thing is, we don't want to be house poor, and lenders will check to make sure that they don't put you in that position, but maybe you want to have even more of a, comfort room in your budget. So think of it like a credit card. You get approved for a credit line of $10,000 and you should not spend that $10,000. Like that's not good for your credit. So, and that brings me into the topic of credit because that is something that needs to be worked on if it is at that point where it's tanked and you don't think it's at that point where, okay, I'm in good standing. Good standing, I'd call around 700 or higher. And it does depend on the loan option that you choose and if you plan to rent instead of buying. So that's something else I want to get into. First, we're going to talk about buying a home. This is just an example, and you could take a picture of this slide so that you have it. So I kind of mapped out the home buying process, and an FHA loan is a loan that people can qualify for if you're a first-time home buyer or if you are moving into your primary residence. There's a whole list of qualifications, but it does allow you to put down 3.5%. And the down payment is another hurdle that some people face, but you have to prepare for that by saving years and years ahead of time, which is why we're talking about this now. So we're working on our credit. We are saving for a down payment, but also saving for things like having a cushion for maintenance, for repairs, and whatever work you want to do after the fact, because you don't want your only savings to be that down payment. So when you are looking at homes, you should have that down payment saved up. And this is just an example. I put $72,000 to $79,000 for a $750,000 home. You might not be spending that much. You might want to spend more. That's the roundabout. And you need that in liquid. It can't be tied up in an investment, in a stock, in a bond. It needs to be cash that like you have in a high yield savings account or whatever. You put in your offer. If it's accepted, you want to order a home inspection pretty much next day. And that runs around $600 depending on the size of the house. And the home inspection tells you everything wrong with the house. So they will give you a big list and they're going to tell you the flaws and things that are mostly cosmetic. You want to look for the big bangers, the things that are going to cost you a lot of money to fix. And then we can negotiate that with the sellers, and so on. So like ages of things, the condition. After that, you are ready to go under contract. And when you go under contract, there's something called an earnest money deposit. That's typically around 1 or 2% of the purchase price, but it could also be half of the down payment. That's typically what I tell my clients, half at contract, half at closing. That's what you can expect. And then you go through the mortgage process if you are lending. At closing, you pay the rest of the down payment and your closing costs. Closing costs are around 5% of the purchase price, and that includes things like title fees, attorney fees, realtor commission that comes out of the seller's pocket, not yours. So the seller's net from selling their house, it'll get reduced from that, as well as any lender fees. Did everyone get a picture? We're good here?
Yeah.
Okay. You still writing?
Mhm.
Okay. You didn't take a picture?
I did, but I wanna really implant it in my brain.
Gotcha. All right. I'm gonna move on. I'll show you later, okay? So then after you buy, you can expect to have your maintenance, your savings that you want to build that cushion over time. You don't have to have all of that right away. Obviously you have your taxes, you have your homeowner's insurance, your moving expenses, and that's why you want that cushion more than just the down payment. So 64,000 total purchase cash needed, and that does not include the cushion for after the fact. So the best advice I could give overall is increase your income, because increasing that will allow you to afford more home and it'll prevent you from being house poor. But make sure we don't have lifestyle inflation, because that will kill your finances. So increase your income and work on your debt. So reducing your debt as much as possible and working on your credit will get you a lower interest rate. So we move on. So now I want to talk a little bit about renting, because not everyone who wants to move out is ready to buy a home. And I think that this is just as important to go over. So I gave the example of $3,000 a month rent because that is unfortunately the average rent on Long Island right now. So most landlords request that the tenant, their income is 3 times the amount of rent monthly. So that means that if you are your rent that you're looking for is $3,000 a month, you need to make $108,000 a year, or half of that if you're splitting with a partner. So that's a good baseline to have, just to know like why it is really important to increase your income as much as you can. When you plan to rent, it's first month's rent, security deposit, and broker fee. That's all 1 month's rent. And then you have your moving costs. And take a picture of this because I'm going to move on to the next slide.
Oh, you're moving so quick.
I'm sorry. I don't want to hold you guys up.
Trying to get in the nitty-gritty, bro.
Okay, so utilities, most landlords cover water and pay for the electricity, the heat, the internet, trash. That is just a roundabout. It's probably not 100% accurate. And then you come out with about 3,500, so give or take 500, about that for your monthly expenses on rent. That doesn't include your groceries and all of your subscriptions and food and all that. So just to have that idea. And then I gave you a little bit of a comparison of renting versus buying. So obviously you have the asset and you're building equity so that when you plan on selling, you can pull out your equity and you have that cash, and it's great. With renting, you pay for convenience. So it's flexible. You don't have to do property maintenance. You have that monthly cost, but you're not building equity. So it's a give and take. Renting, I look at it as like something short term to help as a stepping stone into home ownership. And it's not necessarily throwing your money away. It just gives you flexibility, a place to live while you're planning out the rest. All right. So this is the process. You get your clarity, which is now, and until the point where you speak to your lender. Please make sure that if you are not an all cash buyer, you are talking to a lender before you start searching. Because I work a lot of open houses and see a lot of people coming, oh, I just saw I was on the market. I saw it on Zillow and I'm shopping around. I'm like, okay, did you talk to a lender? And they're like, no, but we want to pay up to like 900,000, but like they have no idea if they can even afford that. So it's really important that you do your due diligence and you have some sort of knowledge and standing, because your lender, we don't get paid until closing. So we're voluntarily willing to help you to figure out how much you can afford and take you around and everything. So, and we're doing this because it's important. It really is important. So after you make your offer on a home, which is why it's important to know your wants, needs, and non-negotiables, because this will make that process a lot easier and a lot quicker. You move on to the inspection, like I mentioned before, contract and closing. The typical length, if you are borrowing money from accepted offer to closing, is around 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, give or take. So that's what you can expect with that. A lot of people don't realize it takes that long, and I would plan accordingly for that. So now write down which part of the process you're in. I'm assuming most of you are in the dreaming or planning phase. But just so you're aware. And then you could figure out what your next step is.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions for me so far? We're almost done.
Mark has a question.
Yes.
Closing cost. Is the down payment of the house included in that final number? Or is that a separate thing? Like if you put down 26,000 on a house, what is the closing, what are the extra costs on top of the down payment?
So your down payment is X and then your closing costs are Y, and that together
All right,
is
so I
the
didn't see
total.
that part. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
of course. Anyone else?
How is this your first workshop? You're doing amazing.
That's so nice. I practice a lot. It's funny because like we do this every day. So like this is something that we know like the back of our hand, but you're not used to teaching it in this kind of medium. It's really cool. I actually really like it. And I love how engaging everyone is and how involved you guys are, like having conversations and really talking about it and being so involved is it makes me so happy. So this is like your aligned action, something small that you can create movement with. So if it's a question, if it's something that you need more support or clarity on, write it down. And then maybe you could do your research. You can reach out to me or Greg about any mortgage questions, and we would be more than happy to help.
Are you gonna drop contact information in the chat or?
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Me just writing my name. I press enter and I thought it was gonna give me like a separate line. Don't laugh at me.
I need to stand up.
And if you guys liked the sort of, meditative aspect of this class, Allie is hosting a bunch of meditations in the next few months. I don't know, Allie, do you have any space on Friday?
My goodness. Yes, I do. Actually, on Friday, I'm hosting a recovery workshop, and it's really working on associating, or I should say disassociating grief or pain with gratitude so that you could like kind of move past like the stuff that's been stopping you from living your life. And gratitude is a great way to heal some old wounds. And then I have in July, as you guys know, we're doing the giant Elle and I are hosting a giant meditation in Baldwin at the little church on Merrick Road. Um, and we're really excited about that. It should be a really cool community building exercise. And that's 881 Merrick Road in Baldwin, First Church. And we start at 7:30. And tickets are $22 a piece. I hope you guys.
I'm writing it down. It's on July 16th.
Oh, God. I moved you off my monitor to a different monitor and now I can't. You're like stuck.
16, so what day?
That's July 16th is
It's
is
a
Thursday?
Yeah.
The Thursday. Yeah. All right. We made it.
We did
You're-
it. You
You're
did it,
going
girl.
to either read this aloud or to yourself. I'm going to read it aloud for you.
Yeah, it's PM. She
What?
asked.
Oh, yeah, it's at night. It's at night. Okay. I'm allowed to want a home and lifestyle that reflects who I truly am. I can move at a pace that feels grounded, informed, and intentional. I do not need to have every answer today. I only need to take the next aligned step. And that's our class for today. I was so happy that you guys came. If you have any further questions, concerns, comments, I'll be here if you want to unmute yourself and feel free to go. But thank you guys so much for coming. I'm gonna be doing this again in the future.
Let's go.
Great
And
job.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Way to go, Ella. You did
Thank
good.
You did
you.
good. Rip the Band-Aid off. Congratulations.
Yay! Thank
All
you
right,
guys
have
so
a good night.
much.
Thank you.
I hope you found this helpful and
Great
informative.
job.